I'm out here with my puppy. About to put wood in the stove. It's that time of year again. It's getting cold. Water temp just kicked it on. Stove just started, so we'll be able to see that. It's good, perfect timing. I got a little bit of wood stacked up, not much. I usually bring a bunch home. I've been slacking the last few weeks. Just been working on the Timber Pro. But I figured I'd do a little video because a lot of you guys have seen it and some of you have asked about it. My Heatmor wood stove. This is a little bit different than your conventional wood stove, and I think they've changed them a lot since we bought this one. This is not a gasification unit. This is a just a straight wood boiler. It's got a fan here, and the fan's underneath. Fan setup compared to some of the stoves I've seen. That chipper guy's got a pretty good stove, but I noticed his fan was on the outside and it was exposed. I'm sure that probably becomes an issue. I've replaced this twice, so this is a piss poor design on how the hose is, but I think it had to do with the length. Originally when they cut the length, it must not have been the right size, and what happens when you open the door and you try to open it all the way like this, it was creating a kink in here or there or on the door, and it was just wearing out, and then eventually all your water pour out your tank if you don't catch it in time. But usually it only breaks when you open the door, so you're always there. And I keep a spare. After the first time I bought two because I wasn't gonna have that happen again on me. That's why this is red, that's black, but does the job. So obviously you can tell I need to put some more wood in the stove, but I just wanted to show you how big this box is. Now those pieces are like 18-20 inch. Some of them are short. I just grab whatever's on the job, you know. So like if we cut back some veneer like this one, that's like my average piece. So that's probably what you're gonna see in here, but I can actually fit like 3.5 foot in there. It's a big box, really big box. I don't know if you can tell. Let's see if I can get you in there. So the fan just kicks it on once the water temperature drops below 165. The fan kicks on and it heats the wood up, heats the coals that are in there. That's why you see it start to get red. I gotta toss it around and get some more wood in there. But the fan kicks that on at 164, 165, and once it reaches 180 degrees, that's weird looking at it like that. Anyway, once it reaches 180 degrees, the fan shuts off, and then the fire dies down, and it repeats the cycle as needed. So you're only using wood when your furnace calls for heat. So once that gets below 165, and what that does, it heats up my 175 gallon water tank here. I believe it's 175 gallons. Might be wrong. If anybody knows about this Heatmor stove and wants to correct me, you're more than welcome. And it travels underground, about 4 foot underground, through insulated pipes into my basement there, and then it goes into my hot water holding tank, and it heats my hot water and my forced hot air system. So I get heat and hot water all year round thanks to my wood. And because I'm a logger and I have access to wood all the time, this is the obvious reason why I went this way. If you're a homeowner and you're thinking about doing this, it does burn a lot of wood. So you need to justify if you could burn 8 to 10 cords a year, money-wise, if it's still cheaper than what you spend on oil, then this is the way to go. Now, this is actually set up to do up to 5,000 square feet, I believe. My house, it's not 2,000 square feet, and then it heats my hot water too. So if I ever decide that I want to put in like a garage or something over here, I plan on piping it into the wood stove as well. And then you just distribute the heat in a garage with a Modine. That's what my father does. He's got the similar system as me. He's a little bit bigger, but he's heating. His pipes actually go way further, so he has a lot of heat loss from his stove to where the heat's going. And he burns like 10 to 15 cord a year. I'd be lucky if I burn 8 to 10, but it's hard to tell because I burn it, you know, like I'll stack up 2 rows, 3 rows like that, and then that'll sit, and then I'll bring in a few truckloads, but then I'm burning it every single day. So I'm throwing in a few pieces every single day, and then I repeat the cycle. So it's really hard to tell how many actual cord I burn. But if I had to guess, it'd probably be like 8 to 10 at the most. A few pickup loads here and there once a month, and it goes a long way. But now that the fire's going, you can really see how big that box is. And the creosote build up, and I'm burning green. Well, that's dead wood, so it's not really green, but it's wet. So the creosote buildup is nowhere near as bad as a lot of the stoves I've seen. And I only got a little 4-foot pipe sticking at the top. But look, I mean, there's no... Once you got a good system going with a coal base and everything, you don't really have much smoke. It's when your fire goes out and has to restart, that's when you usually get a lot of smoke. But I'm gonna load this up real quick, so bear with me. Lexi, what are you doing chewing on my pine? I gotta burn that. It's probably yucky. You shouldn't eat it. So, I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. And then the light right there is to remind you that your stove is not on. So, just a head. Oh, and then cleaning it out is pretty simple. They have an auger that you use in the back, blah, blah, blah. And you're supposed to clean it out the back. There's a chute here in the back of the system, right there. And then you put the auger in there and you clean the ash out that way. I never do that. I just shovel it out the front. And then when you want to add more water to the system, I have it set up so I have water piped right to it. So I could just turn this on. I open this valve here, and then I open this valve here, and I turn it on to add water to it. When your water system gets low, if it gets low, reasons that'll happen. If you pop your door hose off, like I did, and you have to repair it, and then you lose a lot of water. Or if you lose power and it gets above boiling, that can happen. So like right now, fire's going pretty good naturally without the fan. If we didn't have power to regulate the fan being on and off, and the fire was going like this, it could get above temperature, but I haven't had that happen yet. All right, so let's load this up with the camera. Anyway, so I throw a couple pieces in like that. I don't fill it to the top, not this time of year. And it'll be good. Another 12, 14 hours. And then I'll repeat the process. So it's really not that bad. If you're not talking for like 25 minutes, you can get it done in 5. If that.